I'm going to show you how to make Bhapi Doi, which is a classic Bengali pudding. It basically translates to steamed milk pudding, which is actually really delicious. It's really simple to make and it's very similar to a panna cotta, but you can flavour it in lots of different ways. You've got 3 key ingredients which you need for this dish, and you can use any volume of them, but it's got to be of equal amounts. So I'm going to do 4 puddings and I'm going to use 100 mils of each. So I've got condensed milk, which is my first ingredient. I'm just going to start to pour that in and I'm just measuring 100 ml of that. I've got double cream, so all the good stuff, and again I'm going to measure that so it's exactly the same amount. And then the third key ingredient is yogurt, so I'm using a nice thick Greek yogurt. You need this to be a live yogurt because it's the yogurt that helps this set. So same again, make sure it's the right amount. Now all we're going to do is just mix this up. We're not trying to get any air into it, we're just trying to mix it all together. Now this is where the fun bit comes in. So you can flavour this in however, whatever suits you really. But traditionally in Indian food, you tend to use things like cardamom, so you could take the seeds out and just crush them and pop those in. You could use cinnamon or cinnamon powder. One of my favourites is actually vanilla, so I quite often just get half a vanilla pod, scrape those seeds out and pop those in. But today I'm going to use something a little bit different. So we're going to be flavouring this with some rose water. And rose water is exactly what it says. It is really aromatic and really, really fragrant, and it has the smell of roses. So it's really quite potent, so you've got to be careful with it. You don't want to put too much in. I'm going to use a teaspoon, so I'm just going to pop a teaspoon of that in. And that is quite an Indian flavour, I think. It's quite a fragrant, sort of aromatic. So we just mix that up. So once you're happy that's all sort of incorporated in, all we're going to do is, I've got a tray ready here and I've got 4 little ramekins. Obviously, if you were making more and you had more volume, you just need to either get 2 trays or 3 trays, depending on how many little pots you're doing. So we've got our 4 little tubs looking really lovely. Now into here, I'm going to put some water just into the bottom of the tray. Now be careful because we don't want to get any water into our ramekins. And this is how we're going to steam it in the oven. So we just pop some water in and then we are going to cover the whole tray with cling film. So as this cooks, we'll get lots of steam coming up and that will bake these little puddings. So I'm going to pop that into the oven, 90 degrees, and it's going to sit there for 25 minutes. And by the end of that time, you'll see it's got a little wobble to it. So I'm just going to pop that straight in. Because Bhapi Doi is quite sweet and creamy and milky because of all the ingredients that you've got in there, I love to serve it with something really quite sharp and tangy. One of my favourite things to have it with is either a raspberry coulis, a raspberry compote, or just a raspberry sauce. So I'm going to show you how to make a really quick raspberry sauce, and all I'm using are some frozen raspberries. We all know how expensive raspberries can be, so frozen for this is perfect, but if you have got fresh or if you've got some in the garden, brilliant, use those. So roughly about 200 grams of frozen raspberries into a pan. They're such a beautiful colour. So just turn that up a little bit. I've got 20 grams of sugar, which I'm going to pour in, and that's for a little bit of sweetness. I don't want it to be too sweet, but we need a little bit of sweetness in the sauce. But I'm also going to put in a good squeeze of lime juice, and the reason that I do that is so that the sauce holds its colour, so you get that beautiful vibrant raspberry colour and you still get that little bit of zing that we're looking for. So squeeze that in there. Oh, should have rolled it first. And I'm going to put a little splash of water in there as well, just to get it going. And we're just going to let that cook down so that the raspberries break down and we get a lovely, almost mulch of fruit. But we get that beautiful colour. It's so pretty. So once the fruit starts simmering away, you'll see that it completely breaks down. And you're left with lots and lots of the pips, but also that lovely red. So what we're going to do with this is, some people will use a stick blender and blitz it, but what I find is that when you break down those pips, it turns it a little bit bitter. So I just let it cook down until it's almost turned into a liquid, and then I just push it straight through into a sieve. So very gently sort of let that come through. I mean, there's no reason why you can't just use it as it is with the, if you don't mind those little pips in there, there's no reason why you can't just use that, let it cool down and spoon that on there. But just to refine it a little bit, you can just push it through a sieve and just with a soft spoon, just pour that through. Now you'll see all of this lovely gloopy stuff that's on the bottom of your sieve. So all you want to do is just make sure you don't lose that, because that is really thick, good stuff. Once everything is in your jug, just make sure you mix it all up, because all the bits that you've scraped off the sides are much thicker than the syrup or the sauce that's in the bottom. So mix it all up together. Lovely. And I'm just going to pop that to one side, let that cool down, and you can just store it in the fridge if you need to, but I'm just going to let that sit until my little puddings are ready. So the puddings are ready. They've set beautifully, and I know they've set because when they were in the oven I had a little check. I just gave them a little shake, and you can see that they've got a little wobble, but they are firm, and that's exactly what you want. But what I wanted you to see is how they're steaming. So the cling film has held that steam in there, and you can see how it's puffed up beautifully. As soon as you get them out, it's really important that you remove that cling film straight away, because what will happen is that steam will hit the top and it will condense and it will drip down into the puddings as little droplets of water and ruin them. So you need to make sure you get rid of your cling film straight away. Now, if you can see in there, you can see they're set, look. Just take them out, and we want to let them cool. And then you pop them in the fridge. And these are perfect to make the night before a dinner party, for example. They are, you know, you can have them, you can, if you want to, have them warm. And I've done them in both ways. And a lot of people have said to me they quite like them warm, but generally you would have them cold. So you can do them the day before, stick them in the fridge. You can do them in the morning and have them that evening, but they are really, really lovely. So I'm just gonna let them cool off a little bit before I pop them in the fridge, and then I'll show you, once they've cooled down, how to finish them and serve them. So my Bhapi Doi have set, and you can see how beautiful they look. They've chilled in the fridge as well. And my beautiful, vibrant looking raspberry sauce is ready. So the way that I like to serve these is I like to pour a little layer of this beautiful raspberry over the top, put a little bit in the middle of each one. You don't want loads, but you want enough that the sweetness and the sharpness marries together beautifully. And then just give it a little swirl around so that it coats it, almost like a jam. If you wanted to, if you've got a really sweet tooth, you could put a little bit of chocolate on the top and all sorts. But I've got some fresh raspberries here too, and I'm just gonna pop a couple in the middle. So there you go, there is my classic Bhapi Doi, which is a beautiful Indian pudding. It's light, it's airy, it's really delicious, and I've jazzed it up with that raspberry sauce to give it a little bit of a zing. I think you're going to love it, so please do give it a go and enjoy it. This recipe goes really well with lamb bhuna and chicken biryani. Tap the eye to see the recipes, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.